Hey, what's up, guys? It's Gabe Monroy with Nerd Tech. Good morning. Happy Monday. I'm bringing you a video today on CloseBot.ai. It's my AI texting platform of choice that I connect with Go High Level to communicate with my leads. Air.ai is my AI calling platform of choice. So with both of these together, I can use all the communication to be able to engage leads for new leads, follow-ups, book appointments. I don't replace uh, the human aspect of talking with my leads. A lot of people think that I do, and I'm missing out on potential. I use these as tools so that I can effectively get them scheduled to talk with me or my team as quickly as possible, a white glove concierge type service. So what I was wanting to talk about with CloseBot today was just a few tips and tricks. I've seen people mess up a few things, and so I just wanted to elaborate and really stress on how this should be used. So I'm not going to do a build out. I'm not going to show you how it's connected. I have some other videos on that, but just simply in the CloseBot system right here, we're going to go through the main and the objectives and briefly touch on why I would use the knowledge base. So in the main area here, uh, I have this in other videos, but I just want to reiterate. We have why the conversation is happening, important business information, and how to respond. So everything right here, think of this as a broad overview on how you want to tell the bot on, you know, just just a very broad information about why this conversation is happening and exactly what this stuff says here, why the conversation is happening, how did it get started, why are we reaching out to this person, why are they hearing from us, broad overview. We don't want to be specific about, say, your objective or your goal is this, because that's what we're going to define in here. This just needs to be broad overview. This is important business information. This is like a mini knowledge base. So you can put stuff about your business in here. You can give them your website, who the owner is, where you guys are located. It's like a mini knowledge base. And really, you can put most stuff here and not even use the knowledge base. The actual knowledge base here is for if you have a really complex business, or maybe you have products with lots of different pricing and you just need to have like little flashcards that the bot can reference depending on which questions are asked, because maybe you have hundreds of things to reference. I would definitely try keeping things simple and putting most of your knowledge here and seeing how it works, unless you just really have an expanded knowledge base you need to load. How to respond is going to tell the bot, uh, you know, different tones or do less emojis, or if the prospect says they can't talk right now, you can end the conversation and follow up later, how to respond to different responses you're getting from the prospect. So that's a good way to hone in on those types of things. But again, this whole area here needs to be broad, not specific. And then alternatively, you have your objectives, which need to be specific and not broad. So each one of these objectives is your priorities are also objectives. Each one of these things is you're telling the bot, what do I want you to collect? What information do I want you to collect throughout this chat? And then when we click into each one of these, we'll say specifically, this is what I want you to do to collect this piece of information. So for instance, interest. Determine interest in selling the property. This line right here needs to be short and concise. And then the extra prompt gives this one extra information. Use them together in case the bot is not following this perfectly. A lot of times you can just put this here and it works perfect. But if you need to give it more specific directions on what this means, you put it down here. Do not put general information about your business here. Do not put information about other objectives or when to move on or when to not move on. You're going to confuse it. Each objective only needs to be specifically to this is what you're trying to capture here. When we want to tell the bot to not move on or to move on, we're likely going to create automations in GHL as the objectives are complete, or if there's certain information already filled out on the contact, then we'll create that automation on GHL to say, this is when you need to stop, or you don't need to engage this lead if this is already filled out, or it already even has this built in already. If this is already checked off, then we can skip this objective. So don't forget about this little toggle right here if we want to make sure we're skipping objectives. Let's say we upload a list of interested contacts and we already know that they're interested. we can, when we upload them, we could check off that objective on GHL, turn this on, and then when it engages the lead, it'll see that that's already checked off. So it's just going to say, oh, we already see that that lead's interested, so let's just see what their time frame is. It's going to skip that one. So this is super powerful. Now right here, this is where it actually connects to the field that you want the information put in GHL. So whenever it's collecting this information, whatever that answer is, you can store that answer in a field in GHL, Go High Level. So I just want to make sure you understand how that works. For the most part, if you're new to this, always just use gather information. Give information can be used at the end of the chat. Maybe you want it to just give a little extra information, such as, have a nice day, here's my website. But for the most part, just use gather information. Max attempts is really good. If you have this turned on, that means it's going to try 2 times and then move on. If you have this turned off, this actually means it's not going to move on until it gets this answer. So it's going to be very aggressive in trying to get their interest before it moves on to the next objective. So understanding how that works is super important. Now, some people say, when I'm telling them I can build a bot for you, they're like, well, what is a bot? Like, does that mean it just has one objective? No, a bot is, we have a bot number, we have a main, and we have objectives. So one bot can have all these objectives. It can have 5, 6, 7, 8 objectives. We can have multi-tier underneath each priority. So it's not just 1 through 6. Each of these 6 could have 3 underneath of it, and you could have 18. So a bot, the way you would define a bot is all the objectives are specific to that, I guess, let's say it's a new lead. Well, all your objectives are going to be specific to what do you want to gather on a new lead. If it's a stale old lead that's a follow-up and you already have interest in timeline and condition and you just want to check in with them, you're probably going to create a new bot for that and with new objectives, saying something like, hey, I know we've spoken in the past, I know you're interested in this, this, and this, and you have all that information probably stored in fields so it can reference it. You're just following up with it. So just keep that in mind. When you start doing multi-bots, it gets a little bit complicated. On GHL, we have to really define, when do we want this bot to start? When do we want the other one to start? When do we want it to turn off? What qualifies it as complete? When do we want it to keep going? So there's a lot to consider. I'm happy to help you guys build these out. I do charge for that, but I'm going to keep posting videos so I can help you do it yourself if you are a do-it-yourselfer type person. If you want to book a time with me, just look in the link below. I always have my website or my calendar link, one of the two down there, but there is a way to get in touch with me and book a meeting. I can meet with you, decide what your use case is, and we can build out a plan and a strategy to figure out a price and what you're going to need exactly for your specific business scenario. So I hope that helps clarify a little bit on how to build these, the difference between main, the objectives, and where to put information. I know it can get a little confusing, but enjoy bot building. If you guys aren't using these, man, you should be. Saving me a ton of time, and enjoy your guys' week. Have a great one.